Well, a disappointing ending to the regular season series against the Eau Claire Express. The Huskies falling by 7 runs here in their last chance before the playoffs to see the Eau Claire Express once more. Good evening, everyone, and welcome into the Crow's Nest here at Wade Stadium. Wyatt Kopelman and Max Stapleton. Now, Max, the Huskies look to Caleb Gallant. He falls to 0-3 on the year. Tried to have a great start, gave up 4 runs, but the story of the night, the Huskies striking out over 10 times.
Yeah, 13 times total in the night, including 5 in the last 6 outs, all coming by the way of Isaiah Katz. It was a pretty unbelievable performance from him. And going back to Caleb Gallant, we knew coming into the game that the control was going to be a slight issue for him, hoping that a 2-week rest might have been able to give him a little bit of time to think and figure out how to get that better off. It was a little bit better today. Overall, 5 walks as opposed to 2 strikeouts, limited the Express to 4 earned runs as well. Not a bad outing by any means. He kept the Huskies in the game, but the Huskies' bats were just silenced today by Eau Claire pitching.
Now, you and I talked about it over the course of the game broadcast. The Huskies really didn't have any hitting production as they were used to yesterday. It started to come alive as the Huskies tried to climb back from that 10-run early deficit. Really did not get a lot of upper hitting in that upper third of the lineup. Huskies try to look to Cam Frederick as well. Joe Voss not converting, in addition to Christian Campbell being out of the lineup.
Yeah, Joe Voss was the only man of that first 3, to be able to get a hit tonight. It was a tough night for the upper 3. An upper 3 that's been extremely good for the Huskies as of late. Think about Jack Painter hitting his first home run a night ago. Jonathan Bastine climbing the league leaderboards in both walks and on base percentage as well. Again, really all credit has to go to that Eau Claire pitching staff. The Huskies are a very good hitting team. They've been a very good hitting team all season long. They were just silenced tonight, and it's a game that hurts, now falling to 0-8 against the Express on the year.
Now shifting the landscape, J.J. Peace, he moves to 4-1 on the season, nearing 10 starts on the season, and it has become evident that in 2 different starts against the Duluth Huskies, he could be a number 1 or number 2 option in this rotation for Eau Claire.
Yeah, J.J. Peace was fantastic tonight, just to say the least. Really silenced the Duluth bats overall. Really utilized a great amount of off-speed pitches to keep Huskies hitters off balance. Taking a look at J.J. Peace's line tonight, 5 innings pitched, 3 hits, 1 earned run, 3 walks to 5 strikeouts. Overall, a very even-keel performance. Had to get out of some jams, but when he got himself into him, he was able to get himself out of him, and all credit goes to him getting the win tonight.
Now, the Huskies striking out combined nearly 20 times here in this series. 13 tonight, 5 last night as the Huskies went down in blowout fashion in both of these 2 games. Max, certainly a lot has to change, not only looking at the expectations for starting pitching, minimizing the earned runs output from someone like Caleb Gallant, who might be starting against the Express later this weekend in the Great Plains East Divisional round, but of course have to be able to avoid those strikeouts, produce either walks or even extra base hits, let alone the actual hits themselves.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see who does start those couple of games against Eau Claire in the playoffs. Obviously, your mind turns to Alex Potter, just came off of a great start. Drew Kahn has looked really good in his short Huskies career. You can also look at guys such as Devin Dotson, who has been fantastic all year long and is all over the Northwoods League leaderboards this year as well. Right now, Caleb Gallant, I think he's better fit out of the bullpen role just because he has really only 2 to 3 pitches he uses, likes to work off of that fastball a lot, but he's been able to get some quality starts when he's turned on and called on as a starter. So kudos to him in a position that might be uncomfortable to him, really performing pretty well.
Caleb Gallant bouncing back after a 3 1/3 inning start against the St. Cloud Rocks. He allowed 4 earned runs, then turned it over to Caden and Jackson Edwards out of the bullpen. Those 2, they didn't have the most command, but they're able to leave the bases stranded. And with the bases loaded, going stranded for Eau Claire, that started to put a little bit of a thorn as they tried to capitalize further.
Yeah, Caden Edwards was the first of the 2 brothers to come in tonight. He ended up going 3 innings strong, giving up 2 runs on 2 hits, including 4 walks to 1 strikeouts. As you said, the control was really the issue for him. But when he got himself into trouble, he got himself mostly out of trouble as well. So he did a really good job there. Jackson Edwards followed him up with 1 inning of 2-run ball as well. 1 hit, 2 walks to 1 strikeout. Did hit a batter as well for Jackson Edwards. So both a little bit of tougher outings for the Edwards brothers, but they are very highly scouted. They have a ton of talent. Just because the control wasn't there today on a buggy night out here at Wade Stadium, that could play a huge factor into some of these pitchers as well. It might be the reason why they struggled.
The 2 North Dakota State products and Duluth natives not having their best outings, but then they turn it over to Jake Shalanka, designated hitter in each of the last 4 games here in the starting nod in that kind of capacity. Then you look at even the Eau Claire side of pitching, and we mentioned this briefly. No Matt Hellwig tonight, a team that has actually given Matt Hellwig a bit of problems, giving up 2 earned runs in his last outing after picking up a save earlier here in the season series back at Eau Claire at Carson Park. So certainly a 1-2 punch to look for with Derek True, in addition to Isaiah Katz, but also Matt Hellwig by no means relinquishing his closing opportunities.
Yeah, that stable of bullpen arms tonight from Dale Varsho's Eau Claire Express were pretty unbelievable, weren't they? I mean, you look at exactly what Derek True could do. 2 innings pitched, 1 hit, no runs, 1 walk to 3 strikeouts. And then Isaiah Katz pitching great east to west, utilizing that fastball, working in on righties, and then working away in terms of that curveball and slider that he has as well. For Isaiah Katz, 2 innings pitched, perfect innings pitched, I should say. No hits, no runs, no walks, 5 strikeouts, 5 of the total 13 for the Huskies tonight. Need to be a little bit more disciplined at the plate as we go forward. But you got 2 games against La Crosse to work it out. Then you're going to Wilmer, one of the hottest teams. Again, you were able to find a series split with them last time out. These are 2 really prove-it games for the Huskies, or 2 prove-it series, for the Huskies moving forward.
Well, Duluth falling to 1-3 in the first 2 legs of its 6-game homestand. Its final and third 6-game homestand of the season here. Max, hard to believe how quickly the season is wrapping up. But 2 losses to the Eau Claire Express in routing fashion certainly don't help. Now they have to face the La Crosse Loggers, a team that's going to be eager for a little bit of revenge after losing both last time here.
Yeah, La Crosse Loggers, not the greatest times over the last couple of times. Excuse me there, but even tonight, I think the Loggers lost by at least a score of 20-1 against the Eau Claire Express. Against the Wilmer Stingers, to the teams that the Huskies will face going forward. It's been a tough season series against the Eau Claire Express for the Huskies. They look to get back right before playing them in the playoffs one more time.
It will be a mixed opponent for the Huskies to face after they got a couple of convincing wins at Copeland Park. The Huskies, meanwhile, falling to the Eau Claire Express for the 8th and final time this regular season. The losing pitcher is Caleb Gallant. He falls to 0-3 on the season. Meanwhile, J.J. Peace picks up the victory, and he goes to 4-1 on the year. No save opportunity in a game that lasted 2 hours and 50 minutes here at Wade Stadium. For my broadcast partner, Max Stapleton, and then for everyone here with us at Wade Stadium, I'm Wyatt Kopelman saying so long, as been watching this presentation of Duluth Huskies baseball on the Northwoods League Baseball Network.